Hi, I'm Monica Weitzel, the host of Community Hotline. To celebrate this Valentine's Day, we've compiled a few of our favorite interviews that focus on love. We'd like to take this opportunity to remind you of the many ways that love is expressed in our community. First, we'll talk about love of animals. Imagine living on the streets with a dog as your companion. For the homeless, pets can be protectors and warmth at night, as well as a friend. Our first interview is with Portland Animal Welfare Services, who provide free veterinary care for the pets of the homeless. And next, we'll talk about a way that you can express love in your schools, workplace, and everyday life through intentional acts of kindness. The Kindness Revolution shows us simple ways we can lift each other up. And what about showing love to strangers? To wrap up our special Valentine's program, we'll talk with Sunshine Awakenings. This local nonprofit shows love for everyone through sharing of healthy food, community art projects, and free hugs. Love is about treating each other and our pets with kindness, respect, and dignity. Please stay tuned for a heartfelt episode of Community Hotline, coming up next.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Quick Lane, located at Gresham Ford. Life is better in the Quick Lane, now serving all makes and models, foreign and domestic. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. And by Stamp Connection. MetroEast values the support of our partners in the community, and we'd like to give a very special thanks to the sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Hi, welcome to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Tonight we're going to start off talking with the Portland Animal Welfare Team, or PAW team as it's often called. And here to represent the team I have the Interim Executive Director, Maya Schwartz. Thanks for being here, Maya.
Thanks so much for having me.
And our very, very special guest, Sonia. Sonia, say hello to the crowd. Here, yeah. Oh, she is too cute. She's too cute. So tell me a little bit, if you would, how did the Portland Animal Welfare Team get started? What's your mission and what's the history of it?
Sure, so our mission is to save lives, alleviate suffering, and keep pets and people together by offering free veterinary care to the pets of those experiencing homelessness or living in extreme poverty.
Okay, which anymore is a lot of people. I mean, in this area,
yeah.
I mean, I guess it is everywhere, but the homeless situation is really has really increased. There's a lot more people that are just in that situation, which is got to be really hard. So, tell me how do people find you, and what qualifies them? You said extreme poverty or homelessness. How do they get to you, and how do you determine that, yes, those can be clients of yours?
Yeah, so there's 2 ways to qualify for our services. The first way is we partner with over 40 social service organizations that can directly refer clients to us.
Okay, name a couple of them. Like, who would that be?
Central City Concern, Join, TPI.
Organizations that work with homeless and people in poverty.
Yes, a lot of transitional housing, a lot of low-income housing, Northwest Housing Alternatives, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so they just have to fill out a form with their client, and they email or fax it into us, and then they're automatically qualified for a year of services.
Okay.
The other way to qualify is just to walk into our offices any Tuesday through Thursday from 10 to 3. So we do it on a walk-in basis, which makes it a little more accessible. And they just have to show us proof of all income sources, which have to be below the federal poverty line, which for a household of 1 is about $1,000 a month.
Which isn't a whole lot.
Yep, and if they have no income, then we just ask them a series of questions just to verify that, and then we qualify them.
Okay, so if somebody comes to you and they say, I have a dog, I have a cat, I have 2 dogs, whatever, and I'm having trouble caring for them, then what are some of the kind of services that you can provide? You said veterinary services?
Yes.
So how much does that cover?
Sure. So we require all of our patients to be spayed and neutered. So we offer spay and neuter surgeries at no cost to the clients.
That's really a huge plus right there.
Yep. So that's where it all starts. From there, and at the time of surgery as well, they can get an appointment to see a veterinarian at one of our clinics. And at that appointment, they get a full exam, vaccines, microchip, antibiotics, pain medication, anything you would get when you take your pet to the vet, basically.
Great.
Yeah.
What about, are there other services that are provided? Say, what if they don't have enough food for their animals? Are you able to help with that or refer them somewhere?
Yes, so we do have a pet food bank and supply room as well. So they're allowed to get food. We try to give them enough for a month. They're allowed to get supplies once a month. So that also includes collars, leashes, crates, things like that.
Oh, great.
So they
Pretty
can
full service.
Yeah, pretty full service. We do sometimes run out of food, and then we refer to other organizations.
Okay.
But we try to stay well stocked, and especially going into next year, we plan to really beef up that program.
Good, good.
Yeah.
You brought some pictures, I think, from of clients with their animals. I believe most of them are.
Yeah.
Could we maybe we can take a look at those now, and you can tell us what we're looking at. Oh,
sure.
Sonia wants to see them too. Let's see, we can take a look at those. You had lots. You have all sorts of animals that you treat, right? Is it mostly cats and dogs?
All cats and dogs.
It's all cats and dogs.
So we're 70% dogs, 30% cats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do see more probably dogs out there than anything out, out on the street, but.
Yeah, and it's mostly also we have all volunteer veterinarians, and so we just don't know who's comfortable and not with other types of animals. Yep. Oh. So this is just waiting for clinic in our parking lot.
They look like such good friends, don't they?
Such good friends. Yep. Yeah, clearly a strong connection between the two.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's a cute little dog too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some cats. A cat and a dog.
And that dog's name is Rosie.
Rosie.
Yep, we spayed Rosie. There she is again.
Oh.
Yep, and then got her an exam.
She's cute. Oh.
Yep, that's Jezebel. They were just passing through town, and so we got her spayed and vaccinated on their way through.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. They're so cute.
They're little ones. Huh?
Yeah.
Do you provide clothing for the dogs as well?
Yeah, we sometimes get some pretty funny donations. Our clients love it. Yeah.
That's pretty cute. Oh, that's a cute dog.
We do see some puppies. We try to get them fixed as soon as possible.
Yeah, what, 8 weeks or so, something like that?
We do 3 months, so 12 weeks.
Oh, 3 months, okay, yeah. Oh, that's close.
Yeah. Very close.
Okay.
Lots of kids that are clearly attached to their pets.
So that brings up a question. A lot of times people, I know that I've heard this more than one time, people see somebody with a sign on the side of the road, and they're, asking for donations because they are homeless or they don't have, any food or whatever, and they have pets with them. And I hear people say, well, why do they have pets if they can't even afford to feed and clothe themselves or to have a place to stay? What's your answer to that? What are the reasons why you think it's okay or a good thing for people that are in a homeless situation or in a poverty situation to actually have pets?
Sure. So I can have a two-tiered answer to that.
Okay.
Many of our clients once were stable enough to have a pet and be housed, and due to hard times, they lost a job, rent increases in Portland. So
they may have had this pet for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is part of our mission, is to keep pets and people together.
Because how heartbreaking. I know one of the dogs I got for my son when he was young was a gentleman who had lost his job and had to move from his house into a very small apartment, and he couldn't keep his dog anymore. And it's like, I would just be devastated.
Exactly. And you've already lost so much.
Yes.
So then
why
to
add
take
to
away your kind of last lifeline.
Okay.
So we help to kind of bridge that gap to get them back on their feet, give them that lifeline to keep going, to re-stabilize themselves, to just have that love and companionship that they may have lost in other ways. And then the other answer to that question is that pets provide so much. So people with mental disabilities or physical disabilities, pets really help with anxiety, PTSD, lower heart rates, and all kinds of health benefits, encourage exercise. So we really work to foster that relationship with people that might not otherwise have those relationships in other ways.
They do. They give so much.
They give so much,
and they really take so little.
Yeah.
I know. I tell you times in my life, and I think everybody has had one where, that's what gave you comfort when you needed it.
Exactly.
Right, Sonia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh.
She gives lots of comfort and smiles.
Yeah.
Our little office therapy dog.
Well, also, what about security? Like, especially if a bigger dog or even a smaller dog that can alert somebody that, that there's somebody there that shouldn't be in their space or something like that. Would that be a factor as well?
Oh, absolutely. They offer a lot of security, especially for our clients living in tents on the street that have to kind of protect their area. We get a lot of women that are victims of domestic violence who see their pet as a big safety blanket and their security, a physical sense of security. So we really want to maintain that for them. So we work to keep the animals healthy so that they can keep their people healthy.
I like that, so they can keep their people healthy. So what about when people come to you? I know your job is to help provide for the animals. But it sounds like you have a lot of other contacts that people refer clients to you. But are you able to also refer people to other organizations like TIP or Join or different organizations like that?
Right, we try. We don't really have the capacity.
It's not your job, but
it's not our job. There are great resources out there like 211, which is a call center.
True.
So we just try to refer clients there because that ultimately is going to be a much better resource for them than we're able to be.
But you do that, which is, I think, important because it's like you're talking about the person who was just passing through. They may not know what our system is here or how best to get help.
Exactly.
So if you can at least say, no, you just call 211.
Right.
They can refer you for a place to, possibly get shelter or food or whatever you need.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
So we try.
So tell me, what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Being able to help these guys, but really it is being able to support these people. These people come into our clinics and they are just overwhelmed with worry and concern for their best friend and their family member, and having nowhere else to look and not being able to help this animal that might be in pain or might be suffering, and just being able to see that sense of relief that washes over them when we're able to offer them.
Yes, we can help you.
Yes, we can help you, and your pet is going to be okay.
Wow.
And here's everything that we can provide. And so being able to foster that relationship and seeing these animals, not having to suffer.
I bet you get some stories sometimes, from people that are just like super grateful.
Oh, so grateful. They're so grateful.
Anybody you've worked with that just really sticks out in your mind that you feel like, that made my day worth going to work for?
Oh yeah, so many. There's one of our clients, Robert, and his dog Champ. And they live in a tent outside of the St. Francis Church in Southeast Portland. And he is just the best. Robert has a slight mental disability, and Champ is a 10-year-old black lab, but they come in all the time to get food and supplies. And one time Champ stepped on a piece of glass and cut his paw. Walking around town, it just happens. And so Robert came in and he was just so worried and just was having such a hard time, and so we got him right in and gave him antibiotics and pain meds and got him back out. And Robert was pretty much in tears with just so thankful and just so relieved. And it's really touching.
Yeah, it makes it worth it, doesn't it?
Every day, yeah.
So you said that you have veterinary services are donated then, right?
Yes, all of our veterinarians and technicians and assistants are all volunteers. Wow. Yeah, it's
Bless
really
them.
Yeah, I know.
So how many different organizations do you partner with? Who do you said
veterinarians?
Yeah, are there actual just the single veterinarians? Or are there actual like vet clinics that partner with you? Yeah,
so there's both. So we have single veterinarians. We probably have about 20 that volunteer. Yeah, we do 7 clinics a month, and every clinic has 2 veterinarians.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's for people to come in and just have their animals checked out, or if there's an issue, or.
Yep.
And what about spaying and neutering?
So spaying and neutering, we partner with the Oregon Humane Society through their Spay and Save program.
And do you send the animals there?
We send the animals there.
They have that nice little hospital there now.
Yes, exactly. They have a great hospital, and then we pay for the service through a spay and neuter grant that we received from Animal Aid.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have volunteers that work with you?
We do. We have many volunteers. So as I mentioned, medical volunteers are always needed.
So people that have some experience or that have, I don't know what it was, some training or certification or whatever. What kind of? I mean, just veterinarians or anybody that's worked.
Vet assistant, anyone that's had any experience even will take, dog walkers, anyone that knows how to restrain or hold a dog properly, and we're more than willing to train and work with people that are interested in learning.
So are there other volunteer opportunities too?
Yep, we have non-medical volunteer opportunities. So we have, like I mentioned, our food bank and supply room. So we always need volunteers to help distribute those supplies or pick up more donations. Or even just greet people and check them in for clinics, take pictures. I mean, we have so many different volunteer opportunities.
So if people are looking, if people love animals and want a volunteer opportunity, then Portland Animal Welfare Team would be a good place to go.
Absolutely.
So you are located on 82nd. Is that a new location for you?
It is, yes. We just moved about a month and a half ago. We're super excited.
Where were you before? What part of town were you?
We were in the St. Francis Church.
Oh, you were? Oh, really?
Yep, on 12th and Oak.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, which is a great location, but it was too small, and that building is just...
So you're about close to the 82nd Max station then?
Yes.
Right?
It seems to be that we're a lot more accessible to our clients.
Yeah, that being that close to the Max, that would be perfect for people because that gets you right there.
Exactly.
And so you are going to have, I know that this show will be, some of this will already have passed, but you have an open house coming up on October 5th, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're watching this on October 4th or 5th, it's going to be at what time? What is it?
From 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Yep, and we'll have snacks and drinks available as well.
Okay, and people can kind of check out your facility and see what you're... So if people are interested in volunteering, that might be a good way to kind of check you out.
Yeah, and if you want a tour, if you're watching this after October 5th, please just contact us.
Okay, okay. I'd love to stop by and say hi to some of the animals that might be in there getting treated or whatever,
Oh yeah, I love to take people on tours. It's just so fun. Yeah.
Do you ever, you don't house any animals there?
We do not house animals.
Okay.
No. Yeah, maybe Sonia
get to
during
visit
work
with
days.
them. Yeah. So if people say they don't have time to volunteer, but they want to support your work, I assume you'll take donations?
Always take donations. Yes, monetary donations, of course, our biggest need. You can donate online at pateam.org.
Okay.
We also take all kinds of pet food, open pet food, expired pet food, certain medications. There's a list on our website. Collars, leashes, coats.
Yeah, I know after losing a pet that we had a bunch of stuff that was new and a bag of dog food that was not opened yet and that kind of thing. So that's a really good place then to donate that.
Absolutely. We always need more supplies. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So what else do we need to know about Portland Animal Welfare Team that we haven't talked about? I mean, is there any misconceptions you think people have or anything that we should know that we haven't discussed? What do you think?
Just that, our clients and people in this community really take care of their pet, often put their pets first. So you see people on the side of the road and you wonder how they can take care of them, but
if they get money, it's going for the...
It's going for the pet, yep. And I see it all the time that they will feed their pet before they feed themselves. Really? And so it is, they see this is their family member.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. And anybody that's had a pet knows that they're family. Yep. They really truly are family.
Exactly.
And and so just give me your opinion on this. If you're going down the street and you see a homeless person and maybe they're asking for some help and maybe you have extra money or something, would you, and if they had a pet there, would you give them dog food or would you give them something for their pet? Would that be appreciated, do you think?
I think so. I would probably
give them the money and let them decide, or
I'd probably lean on the side of giving them pet food. Like I prefer to give people food versus money. I always carry brochures about Paw Team, and you can just tell them where to find us.
Yeah,
that way if they have.
And I think that's a really good idea because not everybody knows, right? They don't know. I mean, you've been around how long now? How many years? It's been
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
But not everybody knows, and people are coming here new all the time.
Right.
So I think it's a great service that you're providing, and it's it would be a really rewarding place to do some volunteer work too.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, good. Well, we're just about out of time, Maya. So I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that, and Sonia, I hope you just have a very good long life. She's so adorable. I know you're making somebody very, very happy.
Yeah. Yes.
And you too, especially here
Of
today.
course, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing with us. And so maybe we'll see you at the open house on October 5th. And if not, if I can't make it that day, I'll drop in and say hi and check it out. So
That'd be
thanks
great.
very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet. And thanks for watching this first episode of Community Hotline. Check out the Portland Animal Welfare Team. They're doing great things in the community. And if you're a pet lover like I am, it might be the place that you want to volunteer or send your extra money. And don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Quick Lane, located at Gresham Ford. Life is better in the Quick Lane. Now serving all makes and models, foreign and domestic. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. And by Stamp Connection. MetroEast values the support of our partners in the community, and we'd like to give a very special thanks to the sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Hi, I'm Alonzo,
Hi, I'm Kimberly.
and we're with the Black Parent Initiative.
Every week, Community Hotline makes sure nonprofits like ours gets the word out.
Tune in every Wednesday at 7 to find out what's going on in your community.
Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here at MetroEast Community Media. And now we're going to be talking about an organization called the Kindness Revolution. If you haven't heard of it, then come along with me because I'm kind of new to this one, but I'm very excited to find out all the details. Here to talk about the Kindness Revolution, we have Rob Hendrickson. You are the local representative for the Kindness Revolution. I know you also have an insurance office here in town, and it's great to see you again.
Well, thanks.
Yeah,
Good to
thanks
be
for
here.
being here. So the Kindness Revolution, you told me about this, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago. You just mentioned it, shared a bracelet, and I looked it up and found out some information, but I bet you there's a lot of people here that this is really new to them. So give me a little history on why this organization was started and what it is you're all about, what your mission is.
Sure. Well, we didn't invent kindness.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No. So just to dispel that
Okay,
right away.
thank you.
No, but about 10 years ago, it was Atlanta, Georgia. A gentleman by the name of Ed Horrell started wearing a bracelet around, and he would pass it on to people that would show acts of kindness to him. And the idea was, hey, why don't you pass this bracelet on to somebody else and
shows
keep it
kindness
going?
to you, like
Exactly.
paying it forward, kinda?
It's the concept of paying for the guy's coffee behind you,
Yeah.
but it's done more intentionally.
Nice. So, so you're saying if you're out, if you're wearing this bracelet and you're out and somebody does something really nice for you that really strikes you and think, oh, that was really going above and beyond or whatever, you can give them the bracelet and say, thank you for that, and please do the same for, or.
Exactly, or
pass it on when
simply
somebody
pass
does
the
it.
bracelet on. Simply
Okay.
just say, do an act of kindness yourself, and then just say, here you go. Would like
Interesting
to.
concept.
So if you're
And
paying
these
for
are some of the bracelets?
Sure,
Yeah.
exactly. And the idea is basically to pass that bracelet on to the person behind you to say, hey, want to pay for your coffee, and hey, also do something nice for somebody else.
Oh, see,
Let's just keep
okay.
this going.
Yeah. So you really need to always have one with you so that just in case there's that opportunity to do something nice for somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep it in your pocket, wear it, whatever. Some people don't like the germs of wearing it, so that's why.
Oh.
Give them a new one.
But wearing it would probably be a good reminder to do something nice for people.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
that's what I'm thinking. So is there an actual mission to this organization? I mean, what would that be?
Well, it's pretty simple. The idea is just there's not enough positivity in our world, not enough positivity in our community. And from 10 years ago, starting in one community, it's all community based. So throughout the country, there's about 200 communities involved, and they always are done through local businesses, very much a locally driven type of a thing. And the idea is just we want more positivity. We want to pass it on. We want to have people being kind to each other.
Well, yeah, that's something that's, you know, that's one of those things that is so easy to do if you just are aware of it, I think. People tend to get really wrapped up in their own busy lives, and I'm as guilty as anybody, that sometimes we forget about people like, okay, I'll give you my example and you can give me some of yours. When you're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off and you just, you know, you get really angry about that kind of thing, and sometimes that'll stay with you all day. But if you try to focus away from that and say, for example, you know, somebody lets you go, or they, you know, you go to the store and you've got one item and the person in front of you says, oh, here, you go ahead and, you know, I mean, just those little things make a huge difference, I think, in people's lives, and it can sort of color the way you feel about your whole day. What have you heard from people who have done this and have told you stories about, you know, how this has worked for them?
Yeah, probably the most dramatic story that we have is a boy by the name of Ethan, and he was bullied at school quite a bit. So a big extension of what we'll do here is in the schools.
Okay,
And
so I want to get more about that too.
We'll get back to
Yeah.
that, but Ethan really, he heard about this happening in his community and got really fired up about the idea of kindness revolution, and so he started just bringing bracelets to school and everything, and it became a bridge for him in the school to make friends. And so all of a sudden now, going from where he admitted he actually had contemplated suicide, up to the point where now he's a popular kid in school.
He's a kindness kid.
Came through kindness.
Wow. See things like that, they can be life-changing. And one thing I think people don't realize how much of an effect we have on other people without knowing it. It's like just smiling at somebody,
Right,
you know, asking, hey, how are you doing today? Or, you know, just little things can really make a huge difference. They really can. And a lot of times you don't know that you've made that difference, but it does. Yeah, it really does. So tell me about the school thing now. What is that?
So we have an extension. So one of the things that we'll do is you have the 3 kinds of bracelets here. This one is an adult version, basically just thank you and pay it forward. So kind of what we've talked about.
Pay it forward.
At this point. And then an
that's one you're wearing.
An extension of that is one that we'll do for Veterans Day or Memorial Day, and it's basically thanks for your service.
And that's
So
a red, white, and blue one.
to pass on to service members and veterans. And lastly this is the kids version, and it's cool to be
Number 2.
better
be
kind. And so the idea there is basically it's and a good portion of it is anti-bullying. The idea is just there is a lot of that going on behind the scenes, a lot of that, and the positive message, the kids really latch on to that as much as anything. And so we'll get into the schools and actually hold assemblies. And so there's a program for assemblies for that. And then also we like to recognize teachers that are actively involved in that as well.
So teachers that are actively involved in just like teaching kindness or talking about anti-bullying or what?
Both.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Here's a classroom here.
Yeah,
it looks
so
like.
here's kids basically after an assembly. So the kids are getting awards, the teachers are getting awards. We have a picture maybe a little later on of a local teacher here at Lewis and Clark Montessori who we recognized, and it was all about his work with the kids and kindness throughout the school, and it really does create ripples.
So how do you find out about the teachers that are kind? Oh, this must be a
there he
teacher.
is. He's having a good time. But basically, yeah, the idea was and we'll take nominations from the community.
Okay, so that's how you find out about the
That's
good,
right.
the kind teachers.
So
or
administrators, basically parents that recognize their teacher.
Yeah.
And we have a committee that reviews that and looks at that.
So how often do you give out awards for?
We try to keep it on a
annual
monthly
thing, or-
basis.
oh,
It's as often as we can. The award was Kind Teacher of the Month.
I love
And
it. I
so
love it.
we'll-
Hey, if I were a teacher, I'd love to be recognized for that. I think that's wonderful. There's a lot of times teachers are not thought of as kind.
Sure.
Kids like, I don't like that teacher. He's mean. Whatever. It'd be nice to be the kind one. So what's your area, so to speak? I know that you're located in the Gresham area, but say if I were to give a bracelet out to somebody in Portland, or they heard about the Kindness Revolution and they wanted to nominate a teacher, maybe they lived in Sandy or someplace else. What's the
We
does that
don't
work?
really like to spread kindness into other states, particularly Washington. We don't
You
want them
are
to be.
lying.
No, there's no borders. I
Okay,
mean, we simply like to spread the message. And
Okay.
we focus a lot of the message here in Gresham, but generally speaking, obviously, there's
Spread
no
the
boundary.
kindness everywhere. Huh?
Sure.
So I love that. But if nominations, then we can send to you, and I think we'll have the information on the screen for. I had noticed here that I had a note that it said it was teacher or a business.
That's true. That's true. So we actually also have an award we give out monthly for the Kind Business of the Month.
Wow.
And so a couple that we have recognized. We have some pictures here of those, but Gresham World-Class Taekwondo downtown.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so there's Mr. Foster, Eric Foster, and they do a lot within their message to the kids.
Yeah, and I have heard that.
with-
I've heard
with
that.
So
And
they
good,
do a really
good
nice
community
job.
member. And
That's right.
yeah.
And another one was this is David Ligachich with Biscuits Cafe, and they opened their doors in Gresham last fall. With under his ownership, and they've been open a long time in Gresham, but he took over. And one of the things that they've really tried to do is reach out into the community, be a positive force, and they really latched on when we came out with the bracelets and with this program. They were passing them out and doing a really nice job.
That's great. So if people want to get involved
there
in
it
this,
is.
oh, there we are. Okay. Oh, that's wonderful.
So
And there you are. Yeah. So if people want to get some of these bracelets, what do they need to do?
just give us a call. Come by our office on Kelly and
Down by the Pizza Hut there, by the Center
Pizza
for-
Hut parking lot. Yeah, just
okay,
come on over
yeah.
to
By
grab
the-
some pizza
by
and
the
then
Center for
then
the
come
Arts
see us.
Plaza there.
We actually have a event on Friday, and Biscuits is going to be a part of that. Friday morning at 7:30 is our Gresham Chamber of Commerce meeting.
Oh, right,
at
their
the Center
weekly meetings.
Center for the Arts Plaza Park, and really anybody's welcome. But come on over, and if just come into an office by yourself, it doesn't sound good. Come on and just join
Come
100.
okay, well, that's a good.
100 of your best friends, have a cinnamon roll and grab some
Sounds
bracelets.
good to me. So a business who maybe is interested, I mean, obviously if they're a business in Gresham, they should probably be part of the chamber anyway. But
Well,
if
they
they're
should.
not, they might want to find out about it. But if not, they can, if they want to find out about the Kindness Revolution, they can come get some bracelets from you then.
That's right.
And then, or if it's just community members that want to get some bracelets, find out more about it, that'd be a good opportunity for them to do that.
Absolutely.
Good. What else do we need to know about that? I know it's promoting kindness, anti-bullying. What are some of the things you see in the community that you think kindness can help overcome?
Oh gosh, what
Where do you begin?
help, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's just so many, and I would just say, generally speaking, whether or not you call us and get a bracelet, I mean, all it really takes is put this on the front of your mind. There's a lot of people out there that are focused so inwardly on their lives and the negativity that happens.
Yeah.
And simply a reminder, we are all endowed with the power to choose, and it's one of the greatest powers we're given. And we really just need sometimes a reminder about all the positivity that's around us, all that we can be grateful for.
That's right. I'm a big fan of my gratefulness list.
So-
Reminding myself daily, these are all the things that I have to be grateful for. Because anytime even something really bad happens, I always have it. There's always a lot to be grateful for.
That's right.
And there's always somebody who has it worse. So maybe that's the person you need to, even if it is just giving a smile or, letting somebody go first, or little things like that, or if you have the money you want to pay for somebody, or or you can take a little further and mentor somebody, that kind of thing. There's a lot you can do. Do you is this something you talk about with your kids? I know you have young kids, don't you?
Yeah, and very much. They're learning a lot about respect, and they're actually part of the Taekwondo program, and so they get a lot of that in different places, and it's important that they were actually in the picture there presenting the award.
Oh, okay. I have to look at it again later. Check out, if I can figure out which one are yours.
But anyway, it's important, I think, and it's important to teach our kids about it. It's important simply to have it in our minds.
I think this is a really good opportunity for parents to talk to their kids. Look, I brought you a treat. I got you this bracelet.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what it means. That's a great opportunity to share that with your kids.
That's right.
And to remind you to model it. Modeling it is just as important as talking about it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
the bracelets are addictive.
Yeah.
And so I think that the bracelets being addictive helps the message to be addictive.
Yeah. Great. I love it. And there's no charge for these. They're
right.
free. That's even better. Right. Thank you, Rob. I really appreciate this. Anything else you want to share about the Kindness Revolution?
No.
Can see you Friday morning at the Center for the Arts Plaza if you want some, or check out the website, or give you a call.
Give us a call.
Super. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
It's nice having such a kind member in our community. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us for this segment of Community Hotline. We have one more, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Quick Lane, located at Gresham Ford. Life is better in the Quick Lane. Now serving all makes and models, foreign and domestic. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. And by Stamp Connection. MetroEast values the support of our partners in the community, and we'd like to give a very special thanks to the sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Hi, I'm Joy from the Portland Kitchen. Community Hotline has been devoted to supporting the work of local nonprofits for over 20 years. With 40-plus shows a year, featuring more than 100 nonprofit guests, MetroEast is the go-to place to find out about the great work of nonprofits like ours. Tune in every Wednesday at 7 to see the show.
Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. And now I get the pleasure of welcoming back somebody who was on the show a few years ago. I have with me today Ivan Scarborough from Sunshine Awakenings. Lovely to have you again.
Nice to be back.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think it was 2014 when you were here.
Yeah.
So yeah, good to see you. And Sunshine Awakenings was fairly new then. I mean, you'd only been around for a couple of years, right, at that time? Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the beginnings of your organization, like why you got it started and what your mission is.
Well, it was generally to promote creativity and sharing, and I mean the main mission statement is to basically help to create the critical mass of people that causes the quantum shift in the collective consciousness where everyone kind of wakes up to a more peaceful, unified, loving state. I mean that's... Yeah,
that. I read that on the website and I thought, it's I mean, it's when you just have to stop and think when you're reading it. It's not. I mean, obviously it flows really easily off your tongue, but I really had to stop and think about what you were trying to say in there, because you're trying to affect a change in people, but you're going from a different standpoint than I think most most organizations do. You're starting at a really grassroots level.
Yeah.
So tell me about the kinds of things you did then, and are you doing the same things now?
Yeah, we do the same things now, but a lot of what we originally started off doing is really only applicable in the nicer months, in the spring and
When
summer
you're out
months.
you're out on the waterfront, or
Yeah.
and just interacting with people in the community.
Right. The direct marketing, just bringing it right to the people with the free hugs and the free juggling lessons and, the art therapy. I mean, we've always done some of the donations of foods and helping like poor and homeless people with foods we get donated. But, during the summertime, it's more focused on the creative, creative healing, creative therapy stuff.
Right. People are outside, they're feeling good in the sunshine,
Yeah.
and this gal's out there evidently. So tell me about this, Ivan.
Well,
free hugs.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wore a Sunshine Awakening shirt on our last interview,
Yeah.
but this time I wasn't wearing a T-shirt, so I decided to bring that
The
along
free
as a
hugs, that's
demonstration of
great.
the free hug shirt. Yeah.
That's great. So I assume that you give free hugs too, not just this.
Yeah, not just the mannequin.
Yeah,
In
that's
fact,
good.
we rarely bring the mannequin to the waterfront, but maybe we'll start implementing that soon in the future.
That would be actually pretty funny. But if it hugged back, that would be
right.
That would be even more special.
All the robotics and 3D printing
There
stuff
you go.
nowadays,
You
why
could.
not?
I'm sure you can find one that does it.
Yeah.
So you have the juggling lessons, and this is for anybody, right?
Yes.
I mean, people just can be walking by and they see you, and so tell me why the juggling lessons and why the art. What do you if somebody just comes and they're just walking by and they start interacting with you, what are you hoping to get out of that, or what are you hoping they'll get out of that?
Well, I find that people who walk by, even if they only glance at the artwork and not even interact any further than that, they actually benefit from that even.
Right.
I mean, as subtle as it may be.
Right.
But the art therapy I recently read has been proven to be very helpful for like PTSD sufferers or people who are just generally high stress.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a lot of that.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of that around. I mean, we all, we have
Right.
so many high stress jobs. We're always pushing. We're always
Yeah.
time crunch.
It's number one cause of death in the industrialized world is stress. So people can come by and just engage. And I mean, we're also showing people that, hey, it's possible to have a sharing, art circle like that where anyone's welcome to come participate. That alone makes a pretty large statement that people recognize and really appreciate. It's uncommon. It's
Yeah,
so
it
uncommon.
is.
You find someone with a presentation like that that's not selling something.
Right. I was going to say, you're not charging them anything. They can come, they can just get involved, they can engage, which in itself is a great thing because people like to do that, but they're, I think, sometimes hesitant because they're afraid. They think there's an ulterior motive.
Yep, true.
So,
a lot of the fear-based consciousness sometimes comes through, but it's relatively easy, especially when there's multiple people already there engaging.
Right.
They're drawn to it more and more.
Yeah.
And as far as the juggling goes, that's also something that's been proven to help with your left and right brain communication, to increase your gray and white matter in your brain, and to prevent Alzheimer's disease and such.
Right.
And then, of course, the free hugs are proven to release oxytocin in your brain and just generally help your level of trust for other human beings when you hug people, along with this genuine positive intention. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I like this. I mean, I remember when we talked before that I thought, this is different, but it's a good thing. It's all very positive.
Yeah.
You also do meditation, or you used to, or do you still do that?
Oh, we still do that, but it's something that's a little bit more difficult to form. But we do meditation groups, meditation sessions whenever we can get people together, because that's also something that helps to lower the stress hormone levels, and group meditation's even proven to increase the serotonin levels in everyone's brain who's in the surrounding area, even if they're unaware of the group meditation taking place. They can be walking by. It can be measured.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all quantifiable and measurable. It's all provable.
So have you done a lot of research? Did you personally do research on all this to back up all that what you're doing?
I kind of drew from my personal education and experience and research from all different areas, because I've done direct marketing stuff, so I applied that aspect of it. I've done a lot of research in meditation and just general natural healing, like Ayurvedic stuff even, which is something else that I want to put forth more and offer that, which it's coming together. It just, it takes time to get all these different facets going.
You're in a lot of different areas, and it seems like you keep, there's little tentacles going out.
Yeah.
You're going to try this and try this. And I want to talk a little bit about your juicing, but you brought some pictures, and I think some video, and I think they kind of, cobbled some together, and
Sure.
I think we should take a look and
Sure.
and just get a feel for what Sunshine Awakenings is all about.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that now.
Sounds good.
Okay, this is down on the waterfront, correct? Mm-hmm. All right, so this is your art group, so I could just walk by. Like I see the kids are always engaged.
Oh,
They're the first ones, aren't they? Usually.
In a lot of cases, yeah.
Yeah. Either that or the dogs.
Right. Them too.
Easter.
Everyone seems to find something who stops to draw and to be proud of and to show their participation and support for such a community-based thing. It's in the spirit of sharing and creativity and positive interaction with people.
Chalk art's always good.
Yeah, that brings people in. Actually, the chalk art does.
Yeah. And there's a hug.
Yep. Some pre-hugs picture. That's nice. They put that in there.
I mean, who doesn't like art, right?
Yeah.
And some people think they can't draw.
I hear that all the time.
But it's like, oh, I can't really. But yeah, you can.
Put some color.
It's personal.
Right, and it's therapeutic. Even just put some color on the paper.
Yeah.
It's proven.
Yeah. I think we'll look at the video after this. But that was so. It's lots of smiles.
Yeah.
Lots of smiles. I like that. I mean,
Definitely.
Isn't it wonderful to be have an organization where where you're making things better?
It is.
I mean, obviously that's the point of a lot of nonprofits. In one way or another, you're trying to make life better for somebody. But it's a very positive thing. You're not trying to cure cancer, but in a way you might be preventing it. You know what I mean?
The positive interactions actually do help with your body's levels of antibodies and immunomodulators and just anti-stress hormones and all that. And it's nice. It's something that's genuine, and people like that. Like in the last couple of years, whenever someone comes and interacts, I'll have them put their Instagram handle on the art they drew, so I can then tag them. Then they'll see that and they'll like it and follow it.
That's right. Yeah, and it's just kind of sharing, and then share, and then spread the.
And there's no deep, psychological, manipulative marketing involved there. It's all just they see what we're doing. It's genuine. It's real. It's there. They love it, so they follow it.
It's all happy. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in this season, as you mentioned before, there isn't too much of that going on because it's too cold. No one's going to sit there and draw with their fingers freezing and teeth chattering,
Yeah.
So in the off season, we've been doing the juicing thing.
Right. And so you have, I think I'm not sure if the video shows that or not. We have some video we want to show here in a minute, but the juicing is you have somebody that's providing you with fruit, and is that right, or produce of some kind?
In the last 6 months or so. I mean, prior to that, I was just buying it myself. But I mean, you can get a large amount of like, say, carrots from Winco or from Cash and Carry.
Right.
Like for $20, I can get like 50 pounds of carrots and go and juice for a whole, community full of homeless people. So.
And so you're going to like community shelters and places like that too, and you're juicing there.
Yeah, one of the places we go.
It.
Yes, we keep juicers there in their pantry. And we go there about once a week, and we just go in and use their kitchen and make the juice.
Everybody loves fresh juice. I mean, that's, most everybody likes that. There's hardly anybody that doesn't, and it's very healthy. And so that's a great addition to sometimes, sometimes food pantries or shelters don't have that good of a variety of food depending on what their funding and resources are. So what a nice addition to it.
They do their best, from
they
from
do
what
their
I've
best
seen,
for sure.
with salads and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the juice is really, really proven to give your body the nutrients that it needs. And when you're homeless, especially in the cold months, if you don't have the proper nutrients, first of all, your brain can't rebuild itself in the proper way. And when you're trying to get off the street or whatever, they need.
You need all the brain cells.
Yeah, they need brain function to be able to, to get ahead, to get like a leg up.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
You've already
for
got
people.
enough things going against you that if you also don't have good nutrition to help you think clearly or just to help you fight off infection and sickness. And, yeah.
Definitely. We do some ginger in there sometimes in the cold months to get that little kick of immune system boosting.
Turmeric in there. Yeah,
turmeric. Yep, love turmeric too for sure.
I love it. I like that.
Nice.
Let's take a look at those videos now, and I think Emily put a few together for us so we can take a look.
Sounds good.
Here's a bit of produce to be juiced and or donated. Back of the Volvo, full. On to the next clip.
So we just tell you one more time, you guys came and learned to juggle, and now you're making some art at the art circle.
Exactly. It was awesome, man. I got a chance to juggle with homeboys there.
Stacy, nice.
I have one friend.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I'm trying to dig into some of these skills.
Lovely.
When I see your face, you make me feel like we could run this race. You give me back my faith. No more to borrow, no more time to waste. Before tomorrow, there's no hiding place. Under the covers tonight, tonight.
Oh, cool. Oh, is that where we're gonna end?
I think so.
Wow. So, how you can get how much juice out of what you said 20 pounds of carrots or something?
For $20 worth of carrots.
Or $20 worth of carrots.
Yeah, but that was in the last couple of years. In the last 6 months or so, we've been fortunate enough to be receiving weekly donations now from a California-based company called Imperfect Produce.
Is it so like, is it stuff that maybe is bruised or that kind of thing? Is it, I mean, is it imperfect as far as what it looks like?
Not really.
No, because that looked like pretty good fruit right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It looked wonderful.
Yeah, they sell it to people. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They do home delivery for people.
Wow.
And they sell it for a really reasonable price. From what I understand, I've never actually purchased from them, but I guess it's really reasonably priced. And then what they don't need, they donate to organizations like ours.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that's great. So if there's anybody out there that wants to donate some food too, I mean,
Sure.
would you be able to take more food if people were able to donate more?
I mean, at this point, we have to kind of scale the growth of the donation with the growth of volunteers.
Yeah, you have to have, that's what I'm saying. You have to have the people that are going to actually do the juicing. But
Sure.
well, they can get an organization out there, a company that wants to donate food and one of their employees to help
Definitely.
volunteer. That'd be good.
Totally. And the other aspect of this, the program is called Superfeed Portland, by the way, which is just a name that I came up with for getting the high quality, vital, nourishing foods to people. There's a tree called the moringa tree.
Yeah, I saw that on your website, and I asked somebody, said, "What's moringa?" And they thought it was a musical instrument. And I said, "No, it's not. It's a tree." I found that out. But
Nice.
tell me about that. What does that
It's
provide?
the world's #1 superfood, basically. It's the most nutrient-dense plant and the most antioxidant-rich plant that
What
we
are
know
you
of.
eating off of it? What part of the tree?
The leaves are what you eat mainly.
Okay.
You can eat the seeds. You can purify water with the seeds. There's a couple of antibiotic, antibacterial aspects the seeds have as well.
And where do these grow? They don't grow around here, do they?
They don't grow in this climate, unfortunately. No,
Yeah.
they have to be in like a subtropical or tropical climate.
Okay,
But you can
somewhere.
order it. We get it off the internet.
Okay.
I actually have a place called Moon Ridge Farms that I came in contact with who is going to have us grow some at their farm in a temperature-regulated warehouse.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking forward to that. But as of now, we just get it off the internet in bulk, dried powderized leaf format.
Oh, okay.
So we can add that to the juice sometimes.
I was gonna say, what do you add it to the juice, or how else would you use it?
Mix it in with your food, sprinkle it over your soup or your
It doesn't have
dinner.
a funky taste that you.
It tastes very, very bitter green
Does it?
flavor, but
Okay.
that's because it's so good for you.
Yeah. Put up with it just for the health benefits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So you have the moringa, you've got your juicing. Those are both the things that you do for the health of people.
Yes.
You're juggling. You're doing the community art projects. You're sometimes meditation. You've got what else we got going on? And tell me, how are you funded?
I mean, at this point, we get donations, but nothing major. A lot of it, I just actually, we'll just, I said, buy the carrots if it's cheap enough, and a lot of it's volunteer-based, so it isn't, at this point, we've operated without too much funding, but as we're expanding, we do have the need, kind of a vacuum to fill of funding, which is, I'm glad you brought that up. I wanted to mention we have a crowdfunding campaign, which you can find a link to on, it's sunshineawakenings.org/superfeed, which I believe I gave to the
We
media
should have
department.
the information on the screen, so hopefully
Awesome.
we'll have that. So people can go there, they can find out how they can donate. And,
Yeah.
and
Donate button
if they
there.
go to the Superfeed, can they specify they want it to go to that?
Well, that page, all the donations go to the
Go to
Superfeed
that,
program.
okay,
There's also a GoFundMe link if they want to go directly through the GoFundMe platform,
Okay,
because
okay.
they verify that you're a 501c3 nonprofit.
Right,
They're certified
right.
with the PayPal Giving Fund and all that.
Right.
So
Good. Well, and I think people should check it out, and they could check out the website and get more information about what you're doing, because it's a very interesting concept to
grasp.
It's hard to grasp at first when you read about it, but then you've explained it well, and I think it's a very positive, happy thing, and I appreciate that there are people like you doing work like this around the community.
I appreciate you too, and the work you do as well.
Thank you. Well, we're out of time, Ivan. Is there anything else you need us to know about Sunshine Awakenings? Is there looking for more volunteers, looking for anything in particular?
Yeah, volunteers are good, and donations are good. I mean, aside from that, we've covered everything I wanted to cover. So, we'll keep growing it and keep pushing, keep making connections, and keep doing things
hugging
like this,
each other.
Keep giving hugs and all that good stuff. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
It's
a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Community Hotline. I've enjoyed this show tonight, and I've enjoyed having you as our guest watching from your living room. So do come back next week. We'll be here again. I'm Monica Weitzel. This is Community Hotline.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Quick Lane, located at Gresham Ford. Life is better in the Quick Lane. Now serving all makes and models, foreign and domestic. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. And by Stamp Connection. MetroEast values the support of our partners in the community, and we'd like to give a very special thanks to the sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Community media is priceless.
Valuable.
Community media lets you tell your story to fit your needs.
My favorite thing about community media is it's got to be the people's shows.
I think my favorite one is Karaoke Oli.
Oh, Karaoke Oli's a good one.
We sing live karaoke on TV for an hour.
Hamster versus Monster.
Nap Time with Kittens.
Community media brings programming like Chambers of Commerce, the Faith Community.
Psycho Chicken.
Do you have any UFO shows?
No, I wish we did.
I would like one of those too.
Yeah.
Children's programs, high school sporting events, and of course, the ubiquitous city council meetings.
Only when we hear from folks in their own voices with their own stories can we truly connect.
Hi, I'm Multnomah County Commissioner Jessica Vega Peterson. Tune in to Community Hotline Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and you'll find out about local issues and organizations making a positive difference in our community.